Stuck in one. Oh, he's gonna get it. Got it, got it. Oh no. This is a freaking mudhole, sir?
I wish I knew the cone was down. I couldn't see that the cone was laid down. I came in too tight. But other than that, we're not drifting in 2 years. That's pretty good.
Drift Colorado round 1. Today, May 21st, I think it is, 2023, and we are out here. Gonna be doing some commentating and a little bit of camera work and getting some interviews. We're not driving today, but that's all right. We're still coming to have a good time. Thanks for joining us on this 10-part series. We're going to be covering everything you need to know to get into the sport of drifting. What car to find, where to find events, how to get involved, and what you need to do to your car to get started. We'll show you basic tips and tricks to get started on building your car, learning to drive, and get involved in the drift community.
Dude, holy smokes.
Holy smokes, literally.
Good job, Cinnamon. Good weekend.
Damn, look at those chunks of rubber just stuck to the side. You know you're shredding some rubber when it's sticking to the freaking outside of the bumper.
That's hot.
Gosh. And that's after we drove all the way back around the track, cooling them down. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. The first step would be finding whatever car you like. It's got to be real drive, it's got to have power, and the more parts that are available, the better off you're gonna be. There's some cars that have great aftermarket support, and there's others that don't have a lot. And as time goes on, there's a lot more aftermarket support. Everybody always told me when I started drifting, like, oh, Mustangs don't work. You're not gonna be successful drifting a Mustang. You know, they can be successful. You just have to learn to drive the platform that you have and do well with what you have. And it's tough, but the main thing is keeping the passion, keeping the love for it, and doing everything you can to be successful and learning to drive and adapt as you go on. Yeah, so renting a car, like Ian McDougall, he has a great program, Colorado Drift School. They will rent you a multitude of different vehicles. So if you want something that's low powered, if you want something like a 350Z that's like kind of a good balance, you want an S550 Mustang, they have that. So you can rent any of that and go out to the track and go there for a day or two and learn to drift, and they will coach you how to drift. And Ian's great at that. He's a great driver. I've driven with him for many years, and he's amazing. But that's what I love about it, is that he's bringing a lot more people that are kind of afraid to enter our realm, if you will. He introduces them, excites them, and gets them involved, and then teaches them all the skills that they need to be successful, which is awesome, because that's what's great about drifting, is it's inclusive. We have a ton of people that are out here trying to drive, and we have a very, very wide spectrum of vehicles that are driven. Anything from Asian, American, European, whatever. Everybody's out there, and we're all encouraging each other to drive better. Well, I think a lot of it comes down to, like, if you want to pick the perfect car for you, it's more so like, what do you like? what's aesthetic and what do you like as far as driving capabilities, because some cars perform differently than others. So, you know, for me, I always loved Mustangs. I'm a Mustang guy. To me, that was my passion. I'm gonna make Mustangs work. And everybody told me, oh, they have terrible suspension, they're not gonna work, they don't have angle, which they don't from the factory. But over time, we've developed parts and made them work. But the main thing is finding something that you're comfortable with, something that's affordable, something that's reliable, that works well, that you can just drive and drive and drive and just get more laps in. Getting seat time is the biggest thing. Having a reliable car that you can drive is key. And then learn to drive it to its limit. And then beyond that. So it's a little bit tricky, but if you have a car that you're passionate about, you have a platform you're passionate about, or a manufacturer you're passionate about, find what you can in that realm and then learn to drive it. And if you like certain cars that drive a certain way, then stick with that. Because for me, I was very uncomfortable hopping from Mustang to 350Z, and I struggle with that car. But with Mustangs, I can hop in them and just drive them to the best of my ability, and I do really well with that. Well, the best way nowadays to find drift events is Facebook, like everything else, unfortunately. But, you know, drifting is 50 states nowadays. Like even Alaska and Hawaii has drift events. They're very limited, but there are still events out there. I mean, Colorado has 20 plus events a year. So that's pretty awesome. You just need to get involved, search drifting in your state. There's some sources that you can look for drift events, and I mean, every state has them now. I mean, we're very blessed. This time in day, we have everything that we're really wanting. Like, we have the parts we need, we have the cars we need, we have the events we need. There's events like every single weekend from pretty much early April through like late September, if not beyond. There's an event every single weekend in the United States. And so it's great because you can go out there and, okay, you may not have an event this weekend in your state, but you can drive a state or 2 states away and there's an event. Like if you want to drift, you can drift 50 weeks a year. And that's what's awesome. And simulator time is great too. You can learn to drive in sim, and you know that's very beneficial, but there's nothing that's better than actually having seat time in your car, reliably running laps and understanding what it takes. Too much there.
Is that Steven's car? Oh!
Well, the emotional and physical toll set aside, I shouldn't say that, but I mean financially alone, you're looking at $200-ish, $200 to $400 a weekend for entry fees. And then you're looking at another $400 to $800 in tires. You're looking at $200 in fuel, so on and so forth. So you got to be prepared to drop $1,000 to $2,000. And if you don't break anything or crash anything. And if you do that, it's bound to happen, you know, but be prepared. Buy things on sale. Be prepared. Have parts in your surplus. Be ready to fix things, but you just never know what's going to happen on track. So there's times where you can have a $200 weekend. There's times where you have a $2,500 weekend, and they were just the same. So it is a financial investment if you want to take this on seriously. But if you want to do it for fun, you can do it too. But just be smart about it and budget it and understand what it's actually going to cost. Yeah, if you have something that's registered and insured and you have enough tires to make it back and you're hoping you don't break, which Mustangs are great for that because they don't break often. They're very reliable. You can drive it to the track, put yourself on the podium and drive it home, and then drive it to work on Monday. You know, and that's what's great about Mustangs. That's why I love them, because they're so reliable. But, you know, it's one of those things, like, you can do whatever you want to do. Having a trailer is very beneficial, because if you do break it, you know you have a way to get it home and everything like that. Your stress level comes down. And the more you get involved in it, the more you're going to want to reduce your stress level. But the best thing about drifting is you can take a street car, pull the ABS fuse, pull your airbag fuse, go out there, adjust the tire pressures, and go shred. I really love the Drift Colorado series. It's a 5-event series championship that we run. I've run it for 7 years now. And I love it because we have a ton of competition events, and then we have some fun bash events as well. And that's great because we'll have 2-day events that are just purely fun. And competition is great because it really forces you to drive on a higher level. The whole amateur bash, fun, jack around events are great because you have a great time and you have a lot of fun. You drive with a lot of people you want to drive with, and that's great. So I love like the Yankee Zoku events. I love the slush events. Grid Life was a ton of fun with concerts, and the whole atmosphere of it was just a blast. Thanks for tuning in. I hope to get you involved. I love to see you on track, and I love to run doors with you in the future. And I really hope that you've enjoyed some of the content, learned a few things here. And I hope to run some doors with you in the future, because drifting is all about bringing people together and having fun and just driving to the fullest of our capabilities.